Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. KP and Elise here, and I have part 3 for EQ. So, Abba was dropping in my spirit the space of intention, perception, and communication. And so he wanted me to come up here to kind of just open up that onion, because the way that he's breaking it down, when it comes down to EQ, the way he's breaking it down is this space of pretty much like a flower, to be more more pretty, classy. But the way that he gave it to me was like an onion. It's like layers. You peel it back like layers. Ogres have layers. So in that space, he was talking about perception, he was talking about communication, and he was talking about intention. So the way that he broke it down, which was heavy in the space of just my healing journey, as well as the journey of just literally opening my eyes to see certain things that he highlighted to me, that it was just like, oh wow. And it didn't, I didn't never saw it that way. So because I never saw it that way, it was something that I didn't necessarily know and I didn't necessarily pick up, and it was just like, okay, well then. And so then he gave me strategy on how to set boundaries and how to pivot and how to move in a different manner or a different way. So um when it comes down to intention, he was showing me that a lot of times we have the intent to do something, we have the intent to say something, and we have the intention to do and to say those things, whatever they may be, in a certain way. You may have wanted to tell someone how you felt, and you intended to tell them how you felt in a vulnerable way, but then it didn't come off that way. You intended to do certain things to help someone out, but it didn't necessarily help them out, even though you intended to do so. You get me? So he was breaking that down in a lot of spaces and places that we have very much so intention in helping each other, in doing things for each other, in speaking to each other with kindness and love and whatnot. But a lot of times it does not come off that way. And the way he broke it down was, you, just like you can't read other people's minds, they can't read your mind. So even in the space that you have an intention to do something, it doesn't necessarily always come off that way. And this is what we have to understand when it comes down to emotional quotient, or EI, which is emotional intelligence. Um, when it comes down to that, you have to understand that not all the time what you do or say come off in the way that you intended it to. And it's bringing that to your attention to understand when there's friction between you with someone else, no matter what relationship that is, if that be your spouse, if that be coworkers, if that be friends, if that be family, no matter who it is, there is going to have to be this surrender, accountability, as well as self-awareness, to understand that the way that you intended something to go and how you said it or how you did it may not have come off that way. Which leads me to perception. In your intention on doing something a certain way, in your intention on saying something a certain way, there is perception. Now, this perception is going to be our what they would call our worldview. In the space that they have a this is everybody, including me. Excuse me. Everybody has a worldview, and that worldview is going to be built, shaped, morphed in the space of your childhood, your traumas, your triggers, your pet peeves, your experiences, all of the stuff that you've experienced up until now is going to be what has shaped your lenses. Four eyes here. The way that you see things, the way that you hear things, because remember, the way that you experience is not just by sight and it's not just by hearing. You got five senses, or they say six senses. um, in the sixth sense, in the space of spirit. I'm not talking about other stuff. Spirit, discernment, where you're picking up certain things. um you have eyesight, what you see. You got ears, how you hear, how you smell, how you taste, how you touched. Senses, you're going to experience life through all of those senses, as you begin to grow, there's going to be that discernment, and that discernment is going to be what grows for you to be able to pick up things in the spirit. Now, when it comes down to perception, you can perceive something through those lenses, and that's what we do. It's not you can, you do. We all do. We perceive it through the lens, and through the lens of what we understand and know at the time of whatever we're experiencing, whatever type of friction, whatever type of event that's going on. We experience it through that lens or through those lenses, in which case, um, thank you, Holy Spirit. When it comes down to those experiences, you are now perceiving something a certain way. Somebody may have done something and you perceived it as, oh, well, that means that they don't like me the way that they uh, shrugged their shoulders when I asked if they wanted to chat. Where their perception of it, and this is probably a terrible example, but their perception of it, as far as in them shrugging their shoulders, would have been this space of, um, hey, I'm shrugging my shoulders because that's how we do in our house, shrugging our shoulders to say, oh, yeah, definitely. You get me? The way that uh, the way that you paused, the way that you ducked, the way that you cleaned up something, the way that you moved about could have been taken in and indicated through someone else's perception or lens to be taken a certain way, and vice versa for you. You're going to see certain things a certain way. When someone doesn't text you back or doesn't answer you back, you think, oh well, they don't want to talk to me. They're mad at me. They're angry with me, because in your perception and in your experiences, you've experienced that when someone doesn't text you back, they are angry with you or they're pissed off with you, etc., etc. Whereas somebody else is just like, bro, no, I was just busy and I didn't see it. Period. So there's that space of just the perception and how we see things and how we take things in. And that list can go on and on and on about how we perceive something and how we see things. And so he was just bringing that to my attention in the way that we have to be aware, and we have to hold space and hold accountability for perception, not only the intent but also the perception, as far as in how we intended it, and it may not have come across that way, but then also perception, what we did and how some what we did or said and how someone may have perceived it, how they may have taken it in, how they may have internalized it, because we have to learn what to internalize and what not to internalize. And normally, we're going to usually internalize everything until we understand that, hey, that's not something we need to internalize. That's not something we need to take personal. That's not something we need to let penetrate. Um, so the perception of something is going to be how you see and how you view things, and it's going to be vice versa for, uh, you know, you as well as the other person, how they're taking that in, the way that you took up something, like you grabbed something up, but the way that they perceived it was like you snatched it up. and it was just like you were pissed off and you were angry. The way that you were cleaning, you were probably just trying to get something scrubbed out, and you're just, they think you're angry, you're just you know, the way that you shut down, or the way that you get quiet. um they may think, oh, you're sad, or you're just down, and you're just like, no, I'm deep in thought, I'm thinking. um the list can go on and on and on about the things that we perceive a certain way. Even when it comes down to I don't know why, but okay, Holy Spirit's going with this. So, people who would like to do extreme things, or that seem extreme, whether that be surfing like 50-foot waves, or diving off of 50-foot cliffs, etc., etc. Those, what they would call extremists, and they are they are not only zealous about it, but they are also knowledgeable. They are uh, vigorous, they are ecstatic, and they are exhilarated to do those things, where someone else may look like, bruh, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. Like, what? Hold on. What you doing? Wait a minute. It's comes in every like shape or form. Just all the ways that we think. Even when it comes down to the way things are presented, when you're looking at art and art pieces, someone might have seen a beautiful piece of artwork, where another person might have been like, okay, well, why would you do that, and how does that even mean that? When they have like certain titles and stuff like that, the list goes on. It's just infinite. But the whole point in what I'm saying is that there can be the intent that we had in order, in the way that we said something, in the way that we did something, but that can be internalized, or seen, or perceived as something else. And we have to give room, grace, mercy, and space for that. Excuse me. Which leads me to communication. A lot of us do not know how to communicate, myself included, still learning. And when it comes down to communication, we have to be very much more so intentional about giving each other grace, but also asking questions. And then we also have to be better in the responses, and being honest about what questions are being asked, myself included. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you don't want to ask the questions because you don't want the pushback. You don't want the confrontation. Sometimes you aren't answering because you don't know how the answer will be perceived. Sometimes you aren't asking the questions or answering because it's just, hey, you're in that survival mode where it's like flight, fight, or freeze. And a lot of times it's just freeze, like, hold on. Sometimes it's avoided. um just kind of run away and hide. Other times it's deflect and fight back with deflecting questions, and stuff like that. And it's a thing where it's in the communication of it all, we need to give each other the grace to make mistakes, give each other the grace to have different intentions, give each other the grace to have different perceptions. And a lot of times, what I've been going through, and as well as healing from, and then even going back to kind of uncover, as Abba has been like just peeling back things for me to see, there's been so many instances and places that if I would have just asked, if I would have paused for a second when someone did something that offended me, if I would have paused for a second and said, um, well, what did you mean by that? Um, okay, I think you're saying this. Am I right? I hear you saying this. Um, can you show me an example? I hear you saying this. Can you show me how you want that to be done? Can you show me what you mean by that? Can you show me what uh what your expectation is? And I've noticed with healthier people, and I'm not saying it in a way to like what you call, but a lot of us are broken. A lot of us are just not seeing things through the right lens. So when you're dealing with healthier people, they will explain to you, and they will not explain to you with any type of malice. They won't explain to you with any type of animosity or base or what you call it in their voice. Like, you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm saying. Like, they don't do all of that. It's a space of like, oh, okay, you just didn't understand what I meant. Cool, 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 cool. I mean this. Like, okay, I need you to do X, Y, Z, or I need you to say it like this, or I need it to be presented like this. Asking those questions to say, what do you mean by that? Asking those questions to say, well, what was your intention with that? Like, what were we trying to do? Um, and then it also goes that step further to allow us, or giving each other that space to say, okay, hey, I don't know what your intent was, but I perceived it this way, and I'm a little offended, or I perceived it this way, and I'm just not understanding. I perceived it this way, and uh, I'm gonna need you to, like, and giving even that in the space of, hey, I perceived it this way. Can you help me to understand, was that your intent? That's that communication part, and giving each other the grace, giving each other the space, giving each other the mercy, giving each other just the understanding, the same understanding that you would want someone to have with you. But a lot of times we aren't self aware to understand how we come off to people, or understand that we're even broken in the first place and we need help. So of course this is for whoever it's for, whatever, whoever comes across this, of course bring this back to Abba. Allow him to minister this to you. Don't just take any word. Allow him to minister, if it's for you, if it's right now, and what parts are for you. um Talk to your father. But even in that space, he just brought me up here to kind of just break that down in the space of EQ. How, and even like I said, these are all conversation starters. Bring this back to Abba so you can see how your intentions come off. You can see how you're perceiving things from other people, but then also how you're communicating, but then also understand that you need to also give other people the grace to do so when they're quiet and they don't know how to explain things. Even in that, even for yourself, um my intention was this, but I don't really know how to explain that to you if it seems odd. Or my perception is this, but I don't really know how to explain that to you. I want to say something, but I don't know how to say it. I want to, how do you say, mm, I want to communicate with you, but I don't know how to do so. And then also bringing this back to Abba, he is going to help you. I promise you. I promise you. You bring it to Holy Spirit, he will help you. He will fill your mouth. Moses, he's like, bro, I don't know what to speak. I don't know what to say. What you want me to say? And he was like, did I not make man's mouth? I will fill your mouth. I will fill your mouth with what to say. I will fill your mouth with how to say it. I promise you, he will help you. I promise you, he will fill your mouth with what to say. It'll just come, it'll just flow. Stop rehearsing, stop rehashing, stop, how do you say, simulating. That is not helping you. When you're trying to go through your brain of, well, I intended it this way, or just even perceiving how someone else may have intended it. Oh, they meant that in a malicious way, and oh, they meant to do this and that. Like, you're rehearsing and rehashing things that you didn't even ask about. You're rehearsing, rehashing, and simulating things in scenarios that are just, they're not real, they're not happening. And if you were to ask, it would probably be something completely that you didn't even think of, and really just like very much deflated. Like, hold on, calm down. It ain't that deep. It's not that deep. But again, bring this back to Abba. Let him minister this to you. Let him, kind of peel this back so you can see that. But then also, when you begin to understand, because once I begin to understand, like, okay, perception, intention, communication, it helped me to give other people grace for that. It helped me to understand to give people mercy for that. And then also to give them the space. Like, okay, if they don't know how to explain it, don't hurry up, tell me. I want to know what's going on. Like, relax. give them the space to be calm, give them the space to even just explain it the way that they need to explain it. But also the ones that are trying to hide from it, like, ooh, wait a minute, like, hold on, I don't, I, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say this. Oh my gosh. And then even just this nervousness and this anxiety of like, I don't know what to say. I know they're going to bring it up. Calm down. Bring it to Holy Spirit. He will show you. He will tell you how to minister it. He will fill your mouth and he will give you the landing space and the opportunity to go ahead and deliver it. Not only will he do that, but he will also go ahead of you. As he says, he's all around you. I go before you. I go behind you. I am all around you and within you. When he goes before you, he will have ministered to that person already, which you come to like, hey, I'm coming to talk to them about something, and he's already ministered to them, where you're just like, oh wow, okay, this conversation went a lot easier than I thought. You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, just bring this back to Abba, because this, like I said, this very much so helped me to understand that next step in the EQ, to understand how I was perceived, how I was um, what my intentions were, and then how I communicated. And it helped me to not understand how I did it, but also give that space and grace and mercy for how other people did it, and not judge them for them not doing it like me or seeing it like me. Nobody is you. They say you're, your thumbprint. You're one of a kind. You're the only you. And even even Abba will say, look, you are fearfully and wonderfully and beautifully made. I knew you. I formed you. I blessed you. I sung over you before you were even in your mother's womb, which means that you are uniquely you. There is nobody like you. You could have a twin. You could have 50 people that look like you. What's it called? He's bringing to my attention this movie called What Happened to Monday. Um, it was like they were basically like they all looked the same. It was, I think, 7 of them, and they all looked the same. And it don't matter how many of you that it looks like you or that try to be you. There's only you. There's only a one of a kind you. And to Abba, not only are you the apple of his eye, not only does he think about you more than the sands, to Abba, you are you are phenomenal. You are one of a kind. And there is nobody like you. To Abba, there is nobody like you. There's only one you. He loves you. He wants to speak to you. He wants to hear from you. He likes you. He likes everything about you. No matter what you think are or is flawed, no matter what you think is gross and should be hidden from him, he wants you to bring all of that to him. He likes you. He loves you, and he loves you to bits. He loves you recklessly. He loves you like nobody's business, unconditionally, eternally, purely, and recklessly. And he loves you, and he wants to hear from you. He wants to know you. Um, he wants you to get to know him, so that you can get to know yourself as well. This just to pour into you. That's part of where I came to understand EQ. He just began pouring into me and pouring over me, and it just made me feel like, okay, this is weird, this is awkward, and I really just felt like this redheaded stepchild. I'm not even going to cap. I felt like I was an afterthought. I felt like I was just like, oh, her over there, yeah, that one. And it was just like, oh, okay. But then when he started to like really pour into me and just give me like the attention and the love and the reassurance and the affirmation and all of those things, it melted so many things away. It freed me from so many different things, and it helped me to really build self-esteem, self-confidence, godfidence, and just help me to love myself for me and love myself for who he created me to be. it all of that will make sense so when Holy Spirit breaks it down to you. But either way, God is love, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Do the thing, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, bring this back to Abba and let him minister this to you. But yeah, I'll be back with the next video when he releases me to do so. So yeah, have a great day. Bye.